Bonjour my friends, I'm Frankie and welcome to Club Food. Summer food. Boy, that's yummy. There's burgers, hot dogs, rotisserie chickens, kebabs, steaks, etc. Another one David and I enjoy are ribs. I've shared a few of my recipes, like sweet pork ribs, beef short ribs with sherry and shiitake, Chinese five-spice spare ribs, and more. Now, let's add this one. In today's episode, I'll show you how to make my Canadian Smoky Pork Ribs. With a beautiful rub along with your favorite barbecue sauce, these are so tender and juicy. Slowly cooked for hours, this is certainly a delicious finger-licking food to have this summer. So my friends, let's get cooking.
The first step we have to do to make our ribs tender is to remove the membrane on the back of the ribs. The best way to do this is to take a butter knife in the center of the rack and wedge it under the membrane to help loosen it so we can get our fingers in there. We might have to do this with a few ribs. When we get there, we'll gently pull off the membrane, moving from the center to the end, and it should come off relatively easy, just like this. Now, we'll portion them. Usually, it's about 4 to 5 ribs per serving, depending on the size of the rack. Next step is to lightly spray the aluminum foil pieces to prevent the ribs from sticking. I portioned the 2 racks into 8 servings, therefore I have 8 pieces of foil. We'll place 1 serving on each one and generously apply my smoky barbecue rub, which you can find the recipe by clicking on the top right corner of your screen. Then we'll flip it and do the other side. Whatever loose rub that's on the foil, we'll use to coat the edges. Why waste it, right? Now that it's done, we'll spoon on our favorite barbecue sauce and brush it over, making sure to cover the entire surface, including the edges. We'll flip and repeat it on the bone side as well. We'll leave it like this, meat side down, because the fat will baste it when cooking, and fold the foil tightly over the ribs, making sure the seams of the foil are up. Then we'll take another piece of aluminum foil, but not greased this time, and tightly wrap it. We do a double wrap to make sure none of the rub or barbecue sauce gets out, and don't forget the seams are always up. We'll place the packets on a baking sheet, seams side up, and transfer to the fridge for at least 8 hours, but overnight is better. If you're wondering what JD stands for, it's our homemade Jack Daniel barbecue sauce that I might post one day. So, 24 hours later, we'll start the barbecue and bring the temperature between 300 to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. We want to cook the ribs nice and slow. We'll now place the packets, seams side up, close the lid, and let them cook for 2.5 hours. To keep this low temperature, you'll probably just have one burner on and cook them on indirect heat. So it's a good idea to swap them halfway through cooking, giving the furthest ones a chance to now be closer to the heat source. When the 2.5 hours is up, we'll unwrap them, carefully take them out of the foil and discard the packets. Then place the ribs on the grill, meat side up. We'll generously spoon on some barbecue sauce just on the meat and brush it on evenly. We'll turn all the burners on and bring the temperature up between 500 to 550 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll grill them for an additional 15 to 20 minutes or until lightly charred. We'll serve them immediately. And my friends, these are our Canadian Smoky Barbecue Ribs. Tender, juicy, and delicious. This is how ribs should be. With a smoky rub and your favorite barbecue sauce, I'm sure this recipe will be your go-to this summer. It's definitely a crowd pleaser. I hope you give it a try soon, and be sure to visit clubfoodie.com for ingredient amounts, directions, and more info. Until next time, my friends, bon appétit!